Okay, good afternoon, everybody. This is FlickaLoveIt2000, and I'm going to be making a video for JordanB03 and Jeremy Barton on fan-made PBS airings of SpongeBob SquarePants on PBS, UPN, and CW. It would air on UPN in 1999 and the CW in 2006. So, and the UPN and CW airings don't have any logos or anything. So, but the PBS airings will. And I'll explain the seasons and stuff. And I'll just tell you the year and stuff. And I'm back. So I enjoyed watching Jeremy or JordanB03's live stream on fan-made PBS airings of Danny Phantom. And now I'm back doing PBS airings of SpongeBob with you guys after the stream has finished. So I'm going to go through each season real quick. And I'm only going to tell you the PBS Kids logos. So for season one, the sponsors, all seasons of SpongeBob would have Chuck E. Cheese's being the only sponsor on there. So for season one, the earlier episodes of season one would have the chalkboard Chuck E. Cheese's commercial, and the season one funding with SpongeBob saying SpongeBob is funded in part by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting through funds from the U.S. Department of Education and by the annual financial support of PBS viewers like you. And then later episodes of SpongeBob from season one would have the Chuck E. Cheese's Share the Fun and Grow commercial. And then SpongeBob is funded in part by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting through funds from the U.S. Department of Education and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you. Now we're going to go through season one. What do you think, Jeremy, of me starting that again? Because I enjoyed watching JordanB03's stream, and I'm making it for him and Jeremy Barton. So, next up. All right, here we go. For season one, the earliest episodes of season one, the first 7 episodes of season one, would have the PBS Kids P-Pals logo with the EI balloon. And in later episodes, beginning with episode 8, would use the 1999 PBS Kids logos with 2 new mascots, Dot and Dash. Depending on the episode, they would use one of the 2 variants. And then the very last episode of season 1 would actually use a later PBS Kids logo from 2000 involving transformations. So here we go. The season 1 premiere was May 1st of 1999, and the season 1 finale was March 3rd of 2001. Season 1 would premiere on PBS on May 28th of 1999, and then season 1 would conclude and the season 1 would conclude on PBS on March 9th of 2001. So, here we go. Episode 1A, 1B, and 1C. Help Wanted, Reef Blower, and Tea at the Treedom aired in 1999 on PBS. And Help Wanted, Reef Blower, and Tea at the Treedom would use the PBS Kids P-Pals logo with the EI balloon. Next up, episode 2A and 2B, Bubble Stand and Ripped Pants, would air on PBS in 1999, and Bubble Stand and Ripped Pants would use the PBS Kids P-Pals logo with the EI balloon. Episode 3A and 3B, Jellyfishing and Plankton, would air in 1999 on PBS, and Jellyfishing and Plankton would use the PBS Kids P-Pals logo with the EI balloon. Episode 4A and 4B, Naughty Nautical Neighbors and Boating School, would air on PBS in 1999, and Naughty Nautical Neighbors and Boating School would use the PBS Kids P Pals logo with the EI balloon. Episode 5A and 5B, Pizza Delivery and Home Sweet Pineapple would air on PBS in 1999, and Pizza Delivery and Home Sweet Pineapple would use the PBS Kids P Pals logo with the EI balloon. Next up, Episode 6A and 6B, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy and Pickles would air on PBS in 1999, and Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy and Pickles would use the PBS Kids P Pals logo with the EI balloon. And Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy is the only episode in the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy trilogy to use the PBS Kids P Pals logo, because later Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy related episodes would use the 1999 PBS Kids Dot and Dash logos or the PBS Kids Go logos. And then Hall Monitor and Jellyfish Jam, episodes 7A and 7B, Hall Monitor and Jellyfish Jam would air on PBS in 1999, and Hall Monitor and Jellyfish Jam would be the last episodes to use the PBS Kids P Pals logo with the EI balloon. Alright. Episode 8A and 8B, Sandy's Rocket and Squeaky Boots would air on PBS in 1999, and Sandy's Rocket and Squeaky Boots would be the first episodes of SpongeBob to use a 1999 PBS Kids logo with the mascots Dot and Dash. Now, Sandy's Rocket and Squeaky Boots would have the 1999 PBS Kids logo with Dot, the girl, running up to the screen. Next up, episode 9A and 9B, Nature Pants and Opposite Day would air on PBS in 1999. Now, Nature Pants and Opposite Day would use the 1999 PBS Kids logo with Dash, the boy, thinking, which is actually perfectly fitting because the Dash logo is the opposite of the Dot logo. Now, well, Sandy's Rocket and Squeaky Boots would have the 1999 PBS Kids Dot logo. Nature Pants and Opposite Day would have the 1999 PBS Kids Dash logo. Next up, Culture Shock and FUN, Culture Shock and Fun, episode 10A and 10B. Culture Shock and Fun would air on PBS in 1999, and Culture Shock and Fun would also use the 1999 PBS Kids logo with Dash, the boy, thinking. Next up, episode 11A and 11B, Muscle Bob Buff Pants and Squidward, the Unfriendly Ghost, would air on PBS in 1999, and Muscle Bob Buff Pants and Squidward the Unfriendly Ghost would use the 1999 PBS Kids Dot logo with Dot the girl running up to the screen. Okay, episode 12A and 12B, The Chaperone and Employee of the Month, aired on PBS. I didn't know that. Thank you for telling me, Jeremy. Oh, it's not going to air on PBS tomorrow. All right. So, The Chaperone and Employee of the Month would air on PBS in 2000, and The Chaperone and because The Chaperone and Employee of the Month so The Chaperone and Employee of the Month would air on PBS in 2000, so Because the Chaperone and Employee of the Month aired in 2000, it would use the later Season 2 funding, the later Season 1 funding with the Chuck E. Cheese's Share the Fun and Grow commercial, and the announcement saying, SpongeBob is funded in part by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting through funds from the U.S. Department of Education and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you. And the Chaperone and Employee of the Month would use the 1999 PBS Kids logo with Dot, the girl, running up to the screen. Next up, episode 13A and 13B, Scaredy Pants and I Was a Teenage Gary, aired on PBS in 1999, and Scaredy Pants and I Was a Teenage Gary would be the last episodes of SpongeBob to use the original Season 1 funding with the Chuck E. Cheese's chalkboard commercial, and the announcement of SpongeBob is funded in part by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting through funds from the U.S. Department of Education and by the annual financial support of PBS viewers like you. And Scaredy Pants and I Was a Teenage Gary would have the 1999 PBS Kids logo with Dot, the girl, running up to the screen. Alright, next up, episode 14A and 14B, SB129 and Karate Choppers, aired in 1999 on PBS, and SB129 and Karate Choppers would actually be the last episodes of SpongeBob to air in 1999 on PBS, and SB129 and Karate Choppers are the only 1999 episodes to use the later Season 2 funding with the Chuck E. Cheese's Share the Fun and Grow commercial, and the announcement of SpongeBob is funded in part by a grant from the Corporation for Public Broadcasting through funds from the U.S. Department of Education and by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you. Which means SB129 and Karate Choppers would be the first episodes to use the later Season 2 funding. Or the later Season 1 funding, I mean. And the PBS and SB129 and Karate Choppers would use the 1999 PBS Kids logo with Dot, the girl, running up to the screen. Next up, episode 15A and 15B, Sleepy Time and Suds, would be the first episodes to air on PBS in 2000. Sleepy Time and Suds aired on PBS in 2000, and Sleepy Time and Suds would have the 1999 PBS Kids logo with Dot, the girl, running up to the screen. Episode 16A and 16B, Valentine's Day and the Paper, aired on PBS on Valentine's Day of 2000, and Valentine's Day and the Paper would use the 1999 PBS Kids logo with Dash, the boy, thinking. And what do you think, Jeremy, of the stream so far? All right. Episode 17A and 17B, Arg and Rock Bottom, aired on PBS in 2000, and Arg and Rock Bottom would use the 1999 PBS Kids logo with Dot, the girl, running up to the screen. Next up, episode 18A and 18B, Texas and Walking Small, would air on PBS in 2000, and Texas and Walking Small would use the 1999 PBS Kids logo with Dot, the girl, running up to the screen. And Texas and Walking Small would be the last episodes of Season 1 to use the 1999 PBS Kids Dot logo on there. Next up, episode 19A and 19B, Fools in April and Neptune's Spatula, aired on PBS in 2000. Now, what's interesting is the original PBS airing of Fools in April and Neptune's Spatula has something very surprising at the end. Cool. Jeremy Barton says, cool. and Valentine's Day has Dash because neither Dot Transformation nor the Snow Globe logos existed yet. That's true, that. And Fools in April and Neptune's Spatula, the original airing of Fools in April and Neptune's Spatula from April 14th of 2000 on PBS, had something surprising at the end. Back on April 14th, 2000, Dragon Tales was supposed to air at that time, but they accidentally aired a SpongeBob episode called Fools in April and Neptune's Spatula, and as a result, they used the 1997 Children's Television Workshop semicircle logo with the words "Play It Smart" on it. By mistake. They meant to show it on Dragon Tales, but they accidentally used it on the original airing of Fools in April and Neptune's Spatula. However, later airings fixed that mistake, and they don't use it. Only the original airing would use it. And Fools in April and Neptune's Spatula would be the last episodes of SpongeBob from Season 1 to air in 2000, and Fools in April and Neptune's Spatula would be the last episodes of Season 1 to use the 1999 PBS Kids logo with Dash, the boy, thinking. The last episode of Season 1, Episode 20A and 20B, Hooky and Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 2, actually aired on PBS in 2001. So Hooky and Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 2 are the only Season 1 episodes to air in 2001. And because of the fact Hooky and Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 2 aired in 2001, the Season 1 episodes, Hooky and Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 2, would actually use a PBS Kids transformation logo from 2000 on there. The PBS Kids transformation logos already existed when the PBS Kids transformation logos existed in September 2000, and those episodes aired in March of 2001. And the PBS Kids logo that would be shown on Hooky and Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 2 is the PBS Kids Dash transformation logo. What do you think, Jeremy, of Hooky and Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 2 being the only Season 1 episodes to use the PBS Kids transformation logo? Well, Season 1, I'm going to give it a 4 out of 10 for Caillou. And in the other seasons, I give it an 8 out of 10. And now, we're going to rate the PBS Kids logos that are shown from Season 1 from most common to rarest. Now, for Season 1, the most common PBS Kids logo that is on Season 1 is the 1999 PBS Kids logo with Dot, the girl, running up to the screen, as it appeared on 8 episodes of SpongeBob from Season 1, including Sandy's Rocket, Squeaky Boots, Muscle Bob Buff Pants, Squidward the Unfriendly Ghost, The Chaperone, Employee of the Month, Scaredy Pants, I Was a Teenage Gary, SB129, Karate Choppers, Sleepy Time, Suds, Arg, Rock Bottom, Texas, and Walking Small. And then the second most common PBS Kids logo on Season 1 is the PBS Kids Pea Pals logo with the EI balloon, as it appeared on the first 7 episodes of SpongeBob from Season 1. And then the 1999 PBS Kids logo with Dash, the boy thinking, is very uncommon in Season 1. The 1999 PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking is uncommon in Season 1, as it only appeared on 4 episodes, and they include Nature Pants, Opposite Day, Culture Shock, Fun, Valentine's Day, The Paper, Fools in April, and Neptune's Spatula. And then the rarest PBS Kids logo that is shown on Season 1 is the PBS Kids Dash transformation logo from 2000, as that logo only appeared on the Season 1 episodes Hooky and Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 2. Okay. That was season 1. Now we're going to go into season 2. So the season 2 premiere was October 26, 2000, and the season 2 finale was July 26, 2000. Jeremy Barton doesn't think the Fishbowl logo appeared on the Science Kid. Only the 2008 logos did. All right. Season 2 premiere, October 26, 2000. Finale, July 26, 2003. Now, we're going to go into the Season 2 episodes. Episode 21A and 21B, Your Shoes Untied and Squid's Day Off, would air on PBS in 2001. And Your Shoes Untied and Squid's Day Off would have the PBS Kids dot transformation logo appear for the very first time on SpongeBob SquarePants in production order. Or episode 21A and 21B would be the first episodes to use the dot transformation logo. In season 2, the first episode of season 2 would use it. Wow. So Your Shoes Untied and Squid's Day Off would have the PBS Kids dot transformation logo. Next up, episode 22A and 22B, Something Smells and Bossy Boots, aired in 2000 on PBS. Something Smells and Bossy Boots. And for the season 2? For season 2, the earlier episodes of SpongeBob from season 2 would have the Ready to Learn funding plug with the Circle Corporation for Public Broadcasting logo, and would use the Chuck E. Cheese's Share the Fun and Grow commercial. Just like the later episodes from season 1 that had the... Just like later episodes of season 1, most season 2 episodes would have the Chuck E. Cheese's Share the Fun and Grow commercial as well. And in the later episodes of SpongeBob from season 1, the later episodes of SpongeBob from season 2, beginning in September 2001, would have the Square Corporation for Public Broadcasting logo. And the season 2 episodes from October 2000 to October 2001 would have the Chuck E. Cheese's Share the Fun and Grow commercial. And then one episode from January 2002 has the Chuck E. Cheese's Laughing commercial without Cool Chuck on it, with just the words Chuck E. Cheese's. And then 2 episodes from season 2 would have the Chuck E. Cheese's exercise commercial that does not include the URL. And from September 2002 and August 2003, respectively. All right. So, Your Shoes Untied and Squid's Day Off would have the PBS Kids dot transformation logo. Something Smells and Bossy Boots aired on PBS in October 2000, and Something Smells and Bossy Boots would be one of the 2 season 2 episodes to air in 2000 on PBS. Now, Something Smells and Bossy Boots has an interesting error, because Something Smells and Bossy Boots would have the 1999 PBS Kids logo with Dot the Girl running up to the screen, but it uses the Dash logo's audio on the episode Something Smells and Bossy Boots. What do you think, Jeremy? And the season 3 episodes of SpongeBob would use the Chuck E. Cheese's Laughing commercial from January to July of 2002. And then in September 2002, they would use the exercise commercial. And Jeremy Barton saw that there was a Clifford the Big Red Dog episode from season 1 that also had the 1999 dot logo with the Dash Logos audio on there. Okay, next up, episode 23A and 23B, Big Pink Loser and Bubble Buddy would air on PBS in 2001, and Big Pink Loser and Bubble Buddy would have the PBS Kids Dash transformation logo. That's because the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo did not even exist yet when that episode came out, and Big Pink Loser and Bubble Buddy having the PBS Kids Dash transformation logo on Big Pink Loser and Bubble Buddy is actually perfectly fitting. You know why? Because there are bubbles at the end of the Dash transformation logo, and SpongeBob hangs out with a Bubble Buddy. What do you think? And the hooks in the season 1 episode Hooky kind of resemble the robot claws in the Dash transformation logo, so that's perfectly fitting as well. All right. That was Big Pink Loser and Bubble Buddy. Next up, episode 24A and 24B, Dying for Pie and Imitation Crabs. And Dying for Pie and Imitation Crabs would air on PBS in 2001, and Dying for Pie and Imitation Crabs would have the PBS Kids dot transformation logo. Next up, Wormy and Patty Hype. And the grants for season 2 of SpongeBob would be, the first part would have Ready to Learn grant with the Ready to Learn words in purple with Dot's PBS Kids logo on it, and then U.S. Department of Education and then Corporation for Public Broadcasting on it. And the later season 2 episodes would have the Corporation for Public Broadcasting logo that does not have a byline reading. That does not have a byline, just like season 1 episodes of Clifford. While the earlier season 2 episodes would have the circle one. The earlier season 2 episodes of SpongeBob would have the circle one. Alright. That's cool you did, Wonder Kids Yes Little People, WS 2003. Yeah, that would make sense, Jeremy. Because wasn't the Arthur episode Bleep also banned on PBS or not? All right. Episode 25A and 25B, Wormy and Patty Hype, would air on PBS in 2001, and Wormy and Patty Hype would use the PBS Kids dot transformation logo. And Dying for Pie and Imitation Crabs would also have the dot transformation logo. All right. Next up, episode 26A and 26B, Grandma's Kisses in Squidville. So, Grandma's Kisses in Squidville would air on PBS in 2001, and Grandma's Kisses in Squidville would use the PBS Kids dot transformation logo. And there is an added scene on PBS airings of Squidville. Do you want to know what that is, Jeremy? I thought it was really good. You can take all your time on that if you like, so. All right. So, the added scene on PBS airings of Squidville is the fact that on PBS airings of Squidville, after Patrick says, "I hate this channel," Squidward would go, "No, no!" And then Squidward's TV would change the channel to Elmo's World being shown with a brief snippet of the dancing episode of Elmo's World, where the shade closes and Elmo goes, "Mr. Noodle can dance! Elmo can dance! You can dance! Even elephants can dance! Elmo knows what can dance and what can't dance! Elmo will show you!" And then after that, Squidward would go, "No, no!" again, and then he would change the channel back to what he was usually watching. Admit it. Like when the screen on Squidward's TV changed up close, it made it look like Patrick was grabbing the remote and changing it to Elmo's World for a second. Okay. Next up, episode 27A and 27B, Pre-Hibernation Week and Life of Crime, would air on PBS in 2001. And Pre-Hibernation Week and Life of Crime would use the PBS Kids dot transformation logo. Yeah, Wonder Kids Yes Little People WS 2003 wants to know why Elmo's World was pretty decent. Eat a DVD and VHS collector / program breaker 2K5. All right. Next up, episode 28, Christmas Who, would air on PBS in 2000. And Christmas Who, and the episode Christmas Who has a lot of snow on it, but the episode aired on PBS in December 2000, and the PBS Kids Snow Globe logo did not exist yet at that time. So on Christmas Who, because the PBS Kids Snow Globe logo did not exist yet at that time, Christmas Who, because the PBS Kids Snow Globe logo didn't exist yet at that time, Christmas Who would have the PBS Kids dot transformation logo. And Christmas Who would be the only SpongeBob episode to air on PBS in 2000 to use the PBS Kids dot transformation logo, and the only episode to air in 2000 to use the transformation logo overall. Farms would actually be a great idea. So, Jeremy, would you like to tell me the differences between the season 1 intro, the seasons 2 to 5 intro, and the late seasons 5 to 10 intro? Jeremy? And then I'll read them off. Okay. Next up, episode 29A and 29B, Survival of the Idiots and Dumped. Survival of the Idiots and Dumped would air on PBS in 2001, and, like before, Survival of the Idiots has lots of snow in that episode, but that episode aired in 2001 on PBS and the Snow Globe logo didn't exist. And the PBS Kids logo that is shown on Survival of the Idiots and Dumped, Survival of the Idiots and Dumped would use the 1999 PBS Kids logo with Dot, the girl, running up to the screen. But, unlike Something Smells and Bossy Boots, which had the 1999 PBS Kids dot logo with the Dash logo's audio, Survival of the Idiots and Dumped, on the other hand, would actually use the correct dot audio in the PBS Kids dot logo. What do you think, Jeremy? Alright, moving on. Episode 30A and 30B, No Free Rides and I'm Your Biggest Fanatic, would air on PBS in 2001. And No Free Rides and I'm Your Biggest Fanatic would use the PBS Kids dot transformation logo. Well, what exactly happens in those intros? What happens in the season 1 intro, the season 2 to 5 intro, and the late season 5 to 10 intro? Alright. Jeremy Barton says the season 1 intro is more pale and Elmo's singing voice is different. The season 2 to late 5 intro is more colorful, and the late season 5 to 10 intro has slightly different sound effects and animation for the props, even though the late season 5 episode Feet, all of season 7 and 2 season 8 episodes, and Horses, Friends and Horses, have the season 2 theme. And in the 2004 airings of Feet, they had an out-of-sync version with the season 6 sound effects rather than the season 2 sound effects in sync. And I did notice that the Farms episode has the season 2 to 5 intro with some of the sound effects being slightly out of sync. Did you know that, Jeremy? And I'll check it out when I can. Alright. Mermaid, episode 31A and 31B, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 3 and Squirrel Jokes, aired on PBS in September of 2001, so that has the later season 2 funding with the Square Corporation for Public Broadcasting logo. And Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 3 and Squirrel Jokes would have the PBS Kids dot transformation logo. In the season 1 intro, Elmo looks at the viewer and draws on shade. The season 2 and late 5 intros, he draws in the drawer and dances with shade. But what about the TV appearing on the seasons 2 to 5 intro and the late season 5 to 10 intro? I know the TV appears on it, but it's absent in the season 1 intro. So Mermaid Man, Barnacle Boy 3, and Squirrel Jokes would have the PBS Kids dot transformation logo. And next up, episode 32A and 32B, Pressure and the Smoking Peanut would air on PBS in 2001, in May of 2001. Pressure and the Smoking Peanut would be the last episodes to use the original season 2 funding with the Circle Corporation for Public Broadcasting logo. And then the PBS and Pressure and the Smoking Peanut would have the PBS Kids dot transformation logo. Next up, this is interesting, episode 33A and 33B, Shanghai and Gary Takes a Bath. Shanghai aired on Nickelodeon in 2001, but Gary Takes a Bath aired on Nickelodeon in 2003. And Shanghai and Gary Takes a Bath both premiered on PBS in 2003. So, because those episodes premiered on PBS in 2003, the PBS Kids logo on Shanghai and Gary Takes a Bath, so because Shanghai and Gary Takes a Bath premiered on PBS in 2003, Shanghai and Gary Takes a Bath uses a 2002 PBS Kids logo animated at Primal Screen. And the PBS Kids logo that is shown on Shanghai and Gary Takes a Bath would be the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo, which is perfectly fitting because it requires water to take a bath, and fish and fish swim in water. What is strange about it? All right. So, next up, episode 34A and 34B, Welcome to the Chum Bucket and Frankendoodle, aired on PBS in January 2002, and they aired on the same day Cyber Chase premiered. And Cyber Chase premiered on January 21st of 2002 when Welcome to the Chum Bucket and Frankendoodle premiered on that day. And when Cyber Chase premiered, they introduced two new PBS Kids logos animated at primal screen. One variant, animated at primal screen, involved Dash looking into a fishbowl, turning into an orange fish, and then getting swallowed by Dot as a green fish. And in another variant of the PBS Kids logo that is animated at primal screen in 2002, involved Dash ice skating in an ice rink, and then Dash would go ice skating, and then after feeling the ground shake, he would stop, and then the camera would zoom out to reveal that Dash is inside a snow globe, which Dot the girl holds. Now, as I said before, Welcome to the Chum Bucket and Frankendoodle would actually be the very first SpongeBob episodes to use a PBS Kids logo animated at primal screen. And Welcome to the Chum Bucket and Frankendoodle would have the 2002 PBS Kids Fishbowl logo. Now, the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo is more common on SpongeBob episodes from Season 3 than it is on episodes from Season 2. The Fishbowl logo only appears on a couple of episodes from Season 2, but the Fishbowl logo appears on a bunch of more episodes from Season 3. And Welcome to the Chum Bucket and Frankendoodle would also have the Chuck E. Cheese's laughing commercial. And Welcome to the Chum Bucket and Frankendoodle uses the Clifford the Big Red Dog version of the laughing commercial with just the words Chuck E. Cheese's on there. And he says, according to Wikia, in 2003, the Arthur Season 6 episode, The Secret Life of Dogs and Baby, had the Fishbowl bumper. There was an airing from the PBS Petacular in 2003 that had the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo on there, on The Secret Life of Dogs and Babies. The DVD of Arthur's Tooth from 2005. Jeremy says, actually, that episode only had it on the Arthur's Tooth DVD and on the Petacular promotion. TV airings from 2001 had the yellow background and dot transformation. So, Welcome to the Chum Bucket and Frankendoodle would use the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo. Wow, I didn't know that, Wonder Kids Yes Little People Double Yes 2003. Thank you for telling me that the Mexican versions of Bingo and Friends had cut short versions of the episodes of Bingo's Playroom. Alright, now we're going to move on. Episode 35A and 35B, The Secret Box and Band Geeks, aired on PBS in September 2001. And The Secret Box and Band Geeks would be the very first episodes to use the later Season 2 funding with the Square Corporation for Public Broadcasting logo. And The Secret Box and Band Geeks would have the PBS Kids Dot transformation logo. Next up, episode 36A and 36B, Graveyard Shift and Krusty Love. Graveyard Shift and Krusty Love is another Season 2 episode of SpongeBob that aired on 2002. So Graveyard Shift and Krusty Love aired on PBS in September 2002. And Graveyard Shift and Krusty Love also uses a PBS Kids logo animated at primal screen. But Graveyard Shift and Krusty Love uses the PBS Kids Snow Globe logo on there, which is perfectly fitting because it can sometimes snow on Valentine's Day, and Valentine's Day takes place in the winter. And it snows in the winter, so yeah. So what do you think of Graveyard Shift and the Krusty Love being the only Season 2 episodes to use the Snow Globe logo? And also, he says, and also, not to mention the Word World episode, One Hat Fits All, and Ducks for a Sleepover that I watched in 2008, had the Fishbowl bumper with the Snow Globe logo audio for some reason. And there was another error that happened on a Clifford the Big Red Dog episode called A Big Help and the Trouble with Kittens, which uses the PBS Kids Snow Globe logo's audio playing in the dot transformation logo on there. Alright. Next up, episode 37A and 37B, Procrastination and I'm with Stupid, would air on PBS in October 2001. And the episodes Procrastination and I'm with Stupid would have the PBS Kids Dash transformation logo, which is actually perfectly fitting because Dash is a pink caveman at the beginning of the logo, and Patrick is a pink starfish. And Jeremy Barton says, in the Clifford's Puppy Days episode from Season 1 had the dot transformation logo with dash transformation audio. Okay. What do you think of the dash transformation logo appearing on Procrastination and I'm with Stupid due to the fact that it revolves around Patrick and he's a pink starfish and Dash becomes a pink caveman at the beginning? All right, moving on. Episode 38A and 38B, Sailor Mouth and Artist Unknown, aired on PBS in September 2001, and Sailor Mouth and Artist Unknown would have the PBS Kids dot transformation logo. Alright, next up, 39A and 39B, Jellyfish Hunter and the Fry Cook Games, aired on PBS in September 2001, and Jellyfish Hunter and the Fry Cook Games uses the 1999 PBS Kids logo with Dash, the boy, thinking. And it does use the correct audio in the Dash logo in that episode. And the Jellyfish Hunter and the Fry Cook Games would be the only Season 2 episode to use the 1999 PBS Kids Dash logo. Well, in Culture Shock, there's one scene where Mr. Krabs is like, well, I was thinking about live entertainment, and he thinks in a similar way as Dash from the 1999 logo. Okay. Next up, the last episode of Season 1. Episode 40A and 40B, Squid on Strike and Sandy, SpongeBob, and the Worm, would air on PBS in October 2001. And the episode Squid on Strike and Sandy, SpongeBob, and the Worm would be the last Season 2 episodes to air. And Squid on Strike and Sandy, SpongeBob, and the Worm would be the PBS Kids dot transformation logo. I mean, the last Season 2 episodes to be produced. Squid on Strike and Sandy, SpongeBob, and the Worm would have the PBS Kids dot transformation logo. Now we're going to rank down the PBS Kids logos that are shown on Season 2 of SpongeBob from most common to rarest. For Season 2 of SpongeBob, the most common PBS Kids logo for Season 2 of SpongeBob would be the dot transformation logo, which is the most common one for Season 2, because Squidward is an octopus in the series, and Dot becomes an octopus in the second part of the dot transformation logo. And then the PBS, and then in Season, and the uncommon PBS Kids logos that are shown on Season 2, like the PBS Kids Dash transformation logo appears on Season 2, but only on 2 episodes of Season 2, which include Big Pink Loser and Bubble Buddy, and Procrastination and I'm with Stupid. The 1999 PBS Kids dot logo only appears on 2 episodes of Season 2 of SpongeBob, and they include Something Smells and Bossy Boots, and Survival of the Idiots, and Dumped. But Something Smells and Bossy Boots would have the Dash logo's audio playing in the dot logo, while Survival of the Idiots and Dumped uses the correct audio in the dot logo. And then the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo only appears on 2 episodes of SpongeBob from Season 2, including Shanghai and Gary Takes a Bath, and Welcome to the Chum Bucket and Frankendoodle. And the PBS Kids Dash logo from 1999 is the rarest logo you can find on Season 2, as the PBS Kids Dash logo from 1999 is only seen on Jellyfish Hunter and the Fry Cook games from Season 2 for the Season 2 episodes. The only episode from Season 2 with the 1999 Dash logo would be Jellyfish Hunter and the Fry Cook games. And the PBS Kids Snow Globe logo, the only Season 2 episode to use the PBS Kids Snow Globe logo would be Graveyard Shift and Krusty Love. What do you think of the rates, Jeremy? Alright, that was Season 2. Now we're going to move on to Season 3. Well, when Mr. Krabs goes, "Come here, you little piggies," in Krabby Land, it kind of copies the dot logo from 1999, but Krabby Land does not have the dot logo from 1999, but it has the dot transformation logo instead. I do know that it copies the dot transformation logo on a scene from Can You Spare a Dime when Squidward goes, "I can be a king, or a football player, or a spaceman." In fact, the spaceman part is similar to the astronaut part in the dot transformation logo. So the Season 3 premiere was October 2001, and the Season 3 finale was October 11, 2004. However, Season 3 would not air on PBS until January 2002. And as for the Season 3 episodes of SpongeBob, the Season 3 episodes of SpongeBob would have the earlier season 3 episodes of SpongeBob from January to July of 2002 would have the Chuck E. Cheese's laughing commercial. But unlike the season 2 episode, Welcome to the Chum Bucket and Frankendoodle, which didn't have Cool Chuck on it and just had the words Chuck E. Cheese's, the season 3 episode with the laughing commercial does use Cool Chuck and the Chuck E. Cheese logo. And then later season 3 episodes, beginning in September 2002, would have the Chuck E. Cheese's exercise commercial, either with or without the URL, from September 2002 to March of 2004. And then one episode of season 3 would have the Avenger Chuck E. Cheese's commercial hand-in-hand version. So, here we go for season 3, episode 41A and 41B. The Alligator's Always Greener and SpongeGuard on Duty aired on PBS in March of 2002. And The Alligator's Always Greener and SpongeGuard on Duty would use the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo. Episode 42A and 42B, Club SpongeBob and My Pretty Seahorse, would air on PBS in July of 2002. And Club SpongeBob and My Pretty Seahorse would have the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo as well. And episode 43A and 43B, Just One Bite and the Bully, aired on Nickelodeon in October 2001, but Just One Bite and the Bully aired on PBS in January 2002 instead. This was because the Nickelodeon airing from October 5th, 2001 had a scene where that had to get removed in later airings, and it involves Squidward going into the Krusty Krab, and then he accidentally spills a gasoline tank, and that's what causes the Krusty Krab to explode on fire. And that scary scene has since been removed on later airings on Nickelodeon, and all PBS airings removed that scene as well. Which is why Just One Bite and the Bully began airing in January 2002 on PBS instead of October 2001. But Just One Bite and the Bully uses the PBS Kids Dot transformation logo on there. And Just One Bite and the Bully would use the PBS Kids Dot transformation logo. Alright, moving on. Episode 44A and 44B, Nasty Patty and Idiot Box, would air on PBS in March of 2002. And Nasty Patty and Idiot Box would use the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo. And there is an added scene on PBS airings of Idiot Box. Would you like to hear it, Jeremy? Okay, so on PBS airings of Idiot Box, there is an added scene. So we'll compare the Nickelodeon airings first. So the Nickelodeon airings, along with the DVD releases, after the fish gives another fish a box on Nickelodeon and DVD releases, on Nickelodeon airings and DVD releases, after the fish gives another fish a box, Squidward goes, "Isn't there anything on that isn't about boxes?" And then Squidward would change the channel to a boxing match, and then after Squidward sees the boxes in a boxing match, Squidward goes, "I give up." But on PBS airings of Idiot Box, it's a little bit different. On PBS airings of Idiot Box, it would show the fish giving another fish the box, and then Squidward would change the channel to a boxing match, and then after Squidward sees the boxes in the boxing match, that's when Squidward would go, "Isn't there anything on that isn't about boxes?" And then Squidward would change the channel to Elmo's World being shown. and Squidward would change the channel to Elmo's World being shown on PBS airings of Idiot Box. Squidward would go, "Isn't there anything on that isn't about boxes?" And then Squidward would change the channel to Elmo's World being shown, and it shows the 1999 PBS, and it shows the 1998 to 1999 Elmo's World theme from season 1, and it shows most of the food intro as well. But after we get into the part where, after Cookie Monster gobbles up a Cheerio box, that's when Squidward goes, "I give up." What do you think, Jeremy, of those scenes added there? Okay, we're going to move on. Episode 45A and 45B, Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 4 and Doing Time, aired on PBS in January 2002. And on the same day, Welcome to the Chum Bucket and Frankendoodle premiered. Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 4 and Doing Time also premiered that same day. And Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 4 and Doing Time would use the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo. Next up, episode 46A and 46B, Snowball Effect and One Crab's Trash. Of course, Snowball Effect and One Crab's Trash would air on PBS in February 2002, a few weeks after season 33 of Sesame Street premiered. Snowball Effect and One Crab's Trash would premiere in February 2002. Fairly Odd Parents aired on PBS. Season 1 would have the 1999 PBS Kids logos. Season 2 would have the 2000 PBS Kids logos. And Season 3 would have the 2002 PBS Kids logos. And, so, Snowball Effect and One Crab's Trash aired on PBS in February 2002, a couple of weeks after season 33 of Sesame Street premiered on PBS. And, interestingly, Snowball Effect and One Crab's Trash does use the PBS Kids Snow Globe logo on there, which the PBS Kids Snow Globe logo on Snowball Effect is perfectly fitting, actually, for that episode, because SpongeBob and Patrick throw snowballs at each other, and it makes sense for the PBS Kids Snow Globe logo to appear on it, because that episode aired in 2002, and the Snow Globe logo already existed at that time, so Snowball Effect and One Crab's Trash uses the PBS Kids Snow Globe logo. Alright, moving on. Episode 47A and 47B, As Seen on TV and Can You Spare a Dime, aired on PBS in March of 2002, and As Seen on TV and Can You Spare a Dime would have the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo. Edith DVD and VHS Collector and Program Breaker 2K5, would you like Sony Wonder to release the Fairly Odd Parents DVDs if PBS aired them? Because Nickelodeon shows that would air on PBS would have Sony Wonder distribute them, except for SpongeBob, which I'll go over that. Okay, so most Nickelodeon shows that would air on PBS would have Sony Wonder distribute them, but SpongeBob SquarePants would be an exception. So, when PBS aired SpongeBob, Anchor Bay Entertainment would actually own the rights to SpongeBob from 2000 to 2008, meaning from meaning from 2000 to 2008, and then meaning from seasons 1 through 5. Anchor Bay would own the rights to the first 5 seasons of SpongeBob, and then Sony Pictures Home Entertainment would own seasons 6 through 9, and then Warner Brothers would own the rights from seasons 10 to 12, and then Universal is going to own the rights for season 13. Or actually, Warner Brothers would own the rights for seasons 10 to 11, and then Universal beginning in season 12. Yeah, in that episode where Squidward watches a boxing match, then switches to Elmo's World, is the food episode, where has the by far the funniest door opening clip ever due to Cookie Monster eating cereal in a cereal box. And before all that happens, the door makes a farting sound with twinkling sounds, and then Elmo says, "Chocolate chip cookies? Door?" So what do you think of Sony Wonder owning the rights to most Nickelodeon shows when they aired on PBS, except for SpongeBob, which is from Anchor Bay? All right. Next up, episode 48A and 48B, No Weenies Allowed and Squilliam Returns would air on PBS in March of 2002. And No Weenies Allowed and Squilliam Returns would have the PBS Kids dot transformation logo, but the episode No Weenies Allowed and Squilliam Returns would have the PBS Kids dot transformation logo, but the dot transformation logo has the Fishbowl logo's audio on No Weenies Allowed and Squilliam Returns, which is an interesting error. What do you think, Jeremy? Of that error. So, No Weenies Allowed and Squilliam Returns would have the PBS Kids dot transformation logo, but with the Fishbowl logo's audio. Next up, episode 49A and 49B, Crabborg and Rockabye Bivalve, aired on PBS in March of 2002. And Crabborg and Rockabye Bivalve would use the PBS Kids dash transformation logo. And Crabborg and Rockabye Bivalve would use the PBS Kids dash transformation logo, which is perfectly fitting for that episode because in Crabborg, Mr. Krabs thinks SpongeBob thinks Mr. Krabs is a robot in Crabborg, and Dash transforms into a robot in the last part of the Dash transformation logo. So what do you think of the Dash transformation logo appearing on Crabborg and Rockabye Bivalve? Of it being perfectly fitting, at least. All right. Next up, episode 50A and 50B, Wet Painters and Krusty Krab Training Video. Aired on PBS in May of 2002, and Wet Painters and Krusty Krab Training Video would have the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo. Next up, Party Pooper Pants, episode 51, Party Pooper Pants. That episode would air on Party Pooper Pants would air on PBS in May of 2002, and the episode Party Pooper Pants would use the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo. Next up, Chocolate with episode 52A and 52B. Chocolate with Nuts and Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 5 would air on PBS in June of 2002. And Chocolate with Nuts and Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 5 would be the last episodes to be produced to feature the Chuck E. Cheese's laughing commercial on there. And Chocolate with Nuts and Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy 5 would have the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo. Amazing. So Chocolate with Nuts and Merman and Barnacle Boy 5 would have the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo. Okay, next up, episode 53A and 53B, New Student Starfish and Clams. New Student Starfish and Clams would air on PBS in September 2002, and the episodes New Student Starfish and Clams would be the first episodes to use the Chuck E. Cheese's exercise commercial. So, New Student Starfish and Clams would have the Chuck E. Cheese's exercise commercial that does not contain the URL. Episodes from September 2002 to Episodes from September 2002 to March of 2003 would have the Chuck E. Cheese's exercise commercial without the URL. And in episodes of SpongeBob beginning in October 2003 to March of 2004 would have the Chuck E. Cheese's exercise commercial with the URL. So, New Student Starfish and Clams aired in September 2002, so it has the Chuck E. Cheese's exercise commercial without the URL. So, the episode New Student Starfish and Clams would have the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo. Here's the next one. Ugh, aka SpongeBob BC Before Comedy, episode 54, which is SpongeBob BC Before Comedy. It would air on PBS in March of 2004, and the episode Ugh is the one where SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward are cavemen. I bet because Mr. Krabs is excited about going to see some children, I guess. And the episode Ugh, aka SpongeBob BC Before Comedy, has SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward as cavemen. And the episode SpongeBob BC Before Comedy actually does have the PBS Kids Dash transformation logo, which is perfectly fitting for that episode. Because SpongeBob, Patrick, and Squidward, like I said before, are cavemen in that episode. And the Dash transformation logo has Dash as a caveman at the beginning. So what do you think of SpongeBob BC using the Dash transformation logo due to Patrick, Squidward, and SpongeBob being caveman? Oh yeah, New Student Starfish does have the big fat me reference. It's pretty hilarious. Episode 55A and 55B, The Great Snail Race and Midlife Crustacean, would air on January 2003 and would have the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo and the Chuck E. Cheese's exercise commercial without the URL. Alright, episode 56A and 56B, Born Again Krabs and I Had an Accident would air in October 2003, and Born Again Krabs and I Had an Accident would be the first episodes to use the Chuck E. Cheese's exercise commercial with the URL. And Born Again Krabs and I Had an Accident would use the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo. Yeah. And what about season 2? Yes, he is. Next up, episode 57A and 57B, Krabby Land and the Camping episode, would air on PBS in April 2004, and Krabby Land and the Camping episode would use the PBS Kids dot transformation logo. But unlike No Weenies Allowed and Squilliam Returns, which had the Fishbowl logo's audio and the dot transformation logo, Krabby Land and the Camping episode would have the dot transformation logo with the correct audio. Just One Bite and the Bully would also use the correct audio and the dot transformation logo. All right. Next up, Missing Identity in Plankton's Army. Oh, and Krabby Land in the camping episode would use the Chuck E. Cheese's exercise commercial with the URL. Missing Identity in Plankton's Army aired in January 2004, and Missing Identity in Plankton's Army would also use the Chuck E. Cheese's exercise commercial with the URL. And Missing Identity and Plankton's Army would use the 1999 PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy thinking. And Missing Identity and Plankton's Army would be one of the 2 SpongeBob episodes from Season 3 to use the 1999 PBS Kids logo. Here's the next one. Episode 59, The Sponge Who Could Fly. The Sponge Who Could Fly aired in March of 2003, and it has the Chuck E. Cheese's exercise commercial without the URL. And The Sponge Who Could Fly is another Season 3 episode of SpongeBob to use a 1999 PBS Kids logo. The Sponge Who Could Fly has the 1999 PBS Kids logo, but with Dot, the girl, running up to the screen. Next up, SpongeBob meets this episode 60A and 60B. SpongeBob meets the Strangler and Pranks a Lot. And the episode SpongeBob Meets the Strangler and Pranks a Lot aired on October 11th, 2004, which was the same day PBS Kids Go has launched. However, SpongeBob was not part of the PBS Kids Go block until Season 4, and Pranks a Lot and SpongeBob Meets the Strangler are from Season 3. So, SpongeBob Meets the Strangler and Pranks a Lot, even though SpongeBob Meets the Strangler and Pranks a Lot aired when PBS Kids Go has launched, SpongeBob Meets the Strangler and Pranks a Lot still uses a PBS Kids logo on there. And SpongeBob Meets the Strangler and Pranks a Lot would be the last episodes to use a PBS Kids logo, and the last episodes to be from Season 3. So SpongeBob Meets the Strangler and Pranks a Lot would be the last episodes to use the PBS Kids logo. And the PBS Kids logo, SpongeBob Meets the Strangler and Pranks a Lot would use the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo, of course. Yeah. Can you think of a Season 3 episode of Fairly Odd Parents that has the snow globe logo, but with the Dash Transformation logo's audio on there? Alright. And SpongeBob Meets the Strangler and Pranks a Lot are the only Season 2 episodes. SpongeBob Meets the Strangler and Pranks a Lot are the only episodes to use the Avenger Chuck E. Cheese's commercial and the PBS Kids logo on there. So Pranks a Lot and SpongeBob Meets the Strangler has the Chuck E. Cheese's hand-in-hand commercial, the Avenger Chuck version, with the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo. The other episodes with the Avenger Chuck hand-in-hand commercial would be from Season 4 and would use the PBS Kids Go Echo logo. Now we're going to rank down the PBS Kids logos for Season 3 of SpongeBob from most common to rarest. Now for Season 3 of SpongeBob, the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo would be the most common because SpongeBob has lots of fish in the show, and fish live under the sea and in water. And undersea creatures swim in water. And then, the PBS Kids Dot transformation logo is very uncommon in Season 3 because it only appeared in 3 episodes of Season 3. Just One Bite, The Bully, No Weenies Allowed, Squilliam Returns, Krabby Land in the camping episode. And No Weenies Allowed and Squilliam Returns has the Fishbowl logo's audio playing in the Dot transformation logo, while the other episodes from Season 3, Just One Bite, The Bully, Krabby Land in the camping episode, they would use the correct audio. And the dash transformation logo is very uncommon in Season 3 because it only appeared in 2 episodes of Season 3, which include Crabboard and Rockabye Bivalve, and SpongeBob BC Before Comedy. And then the rarest PBS Kids logos that you can find on Season 3, the rarest PBS Kids logos on Season 3 are the 1999 dot logo, the 1999 dash logo, and the PBS Kids Snow Globe logo. The only Season 3 episode of SpongeBob where you can find the 1999 dash logo on is Missing Identity in Plankton's Army. The only Season 3 episode you can find with the 1999 dot logo would be The Sponge Who Could Fly, and the only Season 3 episode you could find with the PBS Kids Snow Globe logo is Snowball Effect in One Crab's Trash. All right. Now we're going into Season 4. Now, Season 4 premiered May 6, 2005 and July 24, 2007. And for Season 3, the grants would be Ready to Learn Television Cooperative Agreement, but with the red words Ready to Learn Television Cooperative Agreement. The first part would have the red words Ready to Learn Television Cooperative Agreement this time, and U.S. Department of Education and the Public Broadcasting Service with DOT's PBS Kids logo on it. And in the second half of the Season 3 funding, which showed the Corporation for Public Broadcasting logo, but this time it includes the byline reading, "A private corporation funded by the American people," and then Viewers Like You on that same background as Season 2. And the second half of the funding is very similar to that of the Clifford funding from Season 2. So, while the Clifford funding from Season 2 has Cleo saying, "and by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and from Viewers Like You," and Season 3 of SpongeBob would have Squidward say, "SpongeBob is also funded by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and from Viewers Like You. Thank you," on it. Cleo, for the Season 2 funding of Clifford, Cleo would say, "and by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and from Viewers Like You," while the Season 3 funding of SpongeBob would have Squidward say, "SpongeBob is also funded by the Corporation for Public Broadcasting and from Viewers Like You," but then he would add the word "thank you" on it, compared to the Clifford funding where Cleo did not say "thank you" on it. What do you think of that, Jeremy? Yeah, Just One Bite did have a deleted scene where Squidward entered the Krusty Krab, spilled a gasoline tank, and that's what caused it to explode on fire. Now we're going into Season 4. The Season 4 premiere was May 6, 2005, and the Season 4 finale was July 24, 2007. And the Season 4 is when SpongeBob moved to the PBS Kids Go block. Now, the grants for Season 4 of SpongeBob would be Ready to Learn, No Child Left Behind grant, U.S. Department of Education, Public Broadcasting Service, and Corporation for Public Broadcasting. That grant would not only be used for Season 4, but the grants for Season 4 would include Ready to Learn, No Child Left Behind grant, U.S. Department of Education, Public Broadcasting Service, and Corporation for Public Broadcasting. But Seasons 5 through 8 would also use the Season 4 funding as well. Not just Season 4, but Seasons 5 through 8 would also use that same funding. Now, all Season 4 episodes of SpongeBob would use the PBS Kids Go Echo logo. And they include Fear of a Krabby Patty, Shell of a Man, The Lost Mattress, Crabs vs. Plankton, Have You Seen the Snails, Skill Crane, Good Neighbors, Selling Out, Funny Pants, Dunces and Dragons, Enemy in Law, Merman and Barnacle Boy 6, the motion picture, Patrick Smart Pants, Squid Bob Tentacle Pants, Krusty Towers, Mrs. Puff You're Fired, Chimps Ahoy, Ghost Host, Whale of a Birthday, Karate Island, All That Glitters, Wishing You Well, New Leaf, Once Bitten, Bummer Vacation, Wig Struck, Squidtastic Voyage, That's Snow Lady, The Thing, Hocus Pocus, Driven to Tears, Rule of Dumb, Born to Be Wild, Best Frenemies, The Pink Purloiner, Squidward, The Best Day Ever, and The Gift of Gum. And all of these season 4 episodes from SpongeBob from 2005 would have the Chuck E. Cheese's hand-in-hand commercial, with some episodes from 2006 and 2007 also using the hand-in-hand commercial, while some 2006 episodes would have, yes, episode 1 of season 3 would actually use it. And I would like one season 3 episode to use the snow globe logo with the dash transformation audio on it, which would be all right. And then some episodes of SpongeBob from season 4 from 2006 would have the Chuck E. Cheese's exercise, would have the Chuck E. Cheese's Jumping Jacks commercial, and some would have the Chuck E. Cheese's Dreaming Big commercial. Now we're going into season 5. Now, the earlier season 5 episodes from April to July of 2007 would have the PBS Kids Go Echo logo, while later episodes beginning on July 30th, 2007 would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo from 2007. So, the episodes of season 5 that would use the PBS Kids Go Echo logo from 2004 would include Friend or Foe, Spy Buddies, Boat Smarts, Good Old What's His Name, New Digs, Crabs a la Mode, Roller Cowards, Bucket Sweet Bucket, To Love a Patty, and Breath of Fresh Squidward. These episodes would use the Echo logo. And the episodes with the 2007 PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo from 2007, the season 5 episodes with the 2007 PBS Kids Go Bubbles include the original Fry Cook. The season 5 episodes with the 2007 PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo include the original Fry Cook, Nightlight, SpongeBob's Dancing, The Krusty Krab, or The Krusty Sponge, Sing a Song of Patrick, A Flea in Her Dome, The Donut of Shame, The Krusty Plate, Goo Goo Gas, La Big Switch, Atlantis SquarePants, Picture Day, Pat No Pay, Blackjack, Black and Sponge, Mermaid Man vs. SpongeBob, The Inmates of SpongeBob, The Inmates of Summer, To Save a Squirrel, Pest of the West, 20,000 Patties Under the Sea, The Battle of Bikini Bottom, Whatever Happened to SpongeBob, The Two Faces of Squidward, Spongehenge, Band in Bikini Bottom, and Stanley as SquarePants. So what episode of The Fairly Odd Parents would you like the dash transformation audio playing in the snow globe logo on? What episode of season 3 of Fairly Odd Parents would you like that features the snow globe logo with the dash transformation logo's audio? Because the 2007 Go logos did not exist yet until June 2007. Now we're going into season 6. The season premiere was February 19th, 2006. Season 6 premiere was March 2008, and the finale was July 5th, 2010. So, House Fancy and Krabby Road House Fancy and Krabby Road, 101A and 101B, House Fancy and Krabby Road, would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 102A and 102B, Penny Foolish and Nautical Novice, would use the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. Spongeicus, 103A and 103B, Spongeicus and Suction Cup Symphony would use the PBS Kids Go email logo. 104A and 104B, Not Normal and Gone, would use the PBS Kids Go email logo. 105A and 105B, the Splinter and Slide Whistle Stooges would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 106A and 106B, A Life in a Day and Sun Bleach would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 107A and 107B, Giant Squidward and No Nose Nose would have the PBS Kids Go Balloon logo. 108A and 108B, Patty Caper and Plankton's Regular would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 109A and 109B, Boating Buddies and the Krabby Chronicle would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 110A and 110B, The Slumber Party and Grooming Gary would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 111, SpongeBob SquarePants versus the Big One would have the PBS Kids Go laptop logo. 112A and 112B, Porous Pockets and Choir Boys would have the PBS Kids Go bicycle bumper. 113A and 113B, Krusty Crushers and the Card would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 114A and 114B, Dear Vikings and Ditchin' would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. Grandpappy the Pirate and 115A and 115B, Grandpappy the Pirate and Cephalopod Lodge would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 116A and 116B, Squid Visit and To SquarePants or Not to SquarePants would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 117A and 117B, Shuffleboarding and Professor Squidward would have the PBS Kids Go laptop logo. 118A and 118B, Pet or Pests or Computer and Computer Overload would use the PBS Kids Go email logo. 119A, 119B, Gullible Pants and Overbooked would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 120A and 120B, No Hat for Pat and Toy Store of Doom would have the PBS Kids Go Balloon logo. 121A and 121B, Sandcastles in the Sand and Shell Shock would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 122A and 122B, Chum Bucket Supreme and Single Cell Anniversary would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 123, True for Square would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 124A and 124B, Pineapple Fever and Chump Caverns would have the PBS Kids Go Balloon logo. And 125, The Clash of Triton would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. What do you think, Jeremy, of the list of PBS Kids Go logos for Season 6? All right. The Season 7 premiere would be July 19, 2009, and finale would be June 11, 2011. Episode 127A and 127B, Tentacle Vent and I Heart Dancing would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 128A and 128B, Growth Spout and Stuck in the Ringer would have the PBS Kids Go Balloon logo. 129A and 129B, Someone's in the Kitchen with Sandy and The Inside Job would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 130A and 130B, Greasy Buffoons and Model Sponge would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 131A and 131B, Keep Bikini Bottom Beautiful and A Pal for Gary would have the 2007 PBS Kids Go Hopscotch logo, where girls are playing hopscotch and they would shout, "Go!" after they finished the game. Yours, Mine, and Mine, 132A and 132B, Yours, Mine, and Mine, and Crack Crabs would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 133A and 133B, The Curse of Bikini Bottom and Squidward and Clarinet Land would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 134, SpongeBob's Last Stand would have the PBS Kids Go shouting bumper with the girls shouting, "Go!" 135A and 135B, Back to the Past and the Bad Guy Club for Villains would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 136A and 136B, A Day Without Tears and Summer Job would have the PBS Kids Go Falling Blocks bumper. 137A and 137B, One Course Meal and Gary in Love would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 138A and 138B, The Plays the Thing and Rodeo Days would have the PBS Kids Go Hopscotch logo from 2007. 139A and 139B, Grandma's Secret Recipe and Instead of Money would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 140A and 140B, The Monster Who Came to Bikini Bottom and Welcome to the Bikini Bottom Triangle would have the PBS Kids Go Falling Blocks logo. 141A and 141B, The Curse of the Hex and the Main Drain would have the PBS Kids Go Balloon logo. 142A and 142B, Trench Billies and Sponge Kano would have the PBS Kids Go shouting bumper with the girls shouting, "Go!" 143, The Great Patty Caper would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 144A and 144B, That Sinking Feeling in Karate Star would have the PBS Kids Go Bicycle logo. 145A and 145B, Buried in Time and Enchanted Tiki Dreams would have the PBS Kids Go Shrunken Q bumper where a kid is about to ride his tricycle and then the bicycle shrinks and that's what makes the cube to shrink as well. Episode 146A and 146B, The Abrasive Side and Earworm would have the PBS Kids Go Falling Blocks bumper. 147A and 147B, Hide and Then What Happens and Shellback Shenanigans would have the PBS Kids Go Balloon logo. 148A and 148B, The Masterpiece and Welk Attack would have the PBS Kids Go shouting logo with the girl shouting, "Go!" 9B, You Don't Know Sponge and Tunnel of Glove would have the PBS Kids Go bicycle bumper. 150A and 150B, Krusty Dogs and the Wreck of Mauna Loa would have the PBS Kids Go email logo. And the Wreck of Mauna Loa has an interesting scene where SpongeBob and Patrick are digging, and you can hear an audio of a logo from the Barney in the Backyard Gang release playing on there. New Fish, 151A and 151B, New Fish in Town and Love That Squid would have the PBS Kids Go laptop logo. And 152A and 152B, Big Sister Sam and Perfect Chemistry would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. Now we're going into Season 8, which would be the season part. PBS Kids Go Bubbles. You know, it got some airings to use the 2009 PBS Kids Go logos for season ahead, but I'm going to keep the 2007 logos except for the last 3 episodes of Season 8. Kids Edutainment Video. Oh yeah! The Kids Edutainment Video logo audio is heard on there. Like the PBS and the PBS airings of Home Sweet Pineapple, Pizza Delivery, and Squirrel Jokes would have the audio of the 1997 Children's Television Workshop semicircle logo on it in a couple of scenes. Or in one scene, depending on what happens in the episodes. Alright. Episode 153A and 153B, Accidents Will Happen, and the Other Patty would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 154A and 154B, Drive-Thru and the Hot Shop would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo as well. Or actually, the PBS Kids Go Drive-Thru and the Hot Shop would have the PBS Kids Go Shrunken Cube bumper. 155A and 155B, a friendly game and sentimental sponge, would have the PBS Kids Go balloon logo. 156, Frozen Face Off, would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 157A and 157B, Squidward School for Grown-Ups and Oral Report, would have the PBS Kids Go shouting logo with the girl shouting, "Go!" 158A and 158B, Sweet and Sour Squid and the Googly Artiste, would have the PBS Kids Go laptop logo. 159, A SquarePants Family Vacation, would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 160A and 160B, Patrick's Vacation and Walking the Plankton, would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 161A and 161B, Mooncation and Mr. Krabs Takes a Vacation, would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 162, Ghoul Fools, would have the PBS Kids Go Bicycle logo. 163A and 163B, Mermaid Man Begins and Plankton's Good Eye, would have the PBS Kids Go shouting bumper with the girl shouting, "Go!" 164A and 164B, Barnacle Face and Pet Sitter Pat, would have the PBS Kids Go balloon bumper. 165A and 165B, House Sitting for Sandy and Smooth Jazz at Bikini Bottom, would have the PBS Kids Go bicycle bumper. 166A and 166B, Bubble Troubles and the Way of the Sponge, would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 167A and 167B, the Krabby Patty to 8 Bikini Bottom and Bubble Buddy Returns, would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo as well. 168A and 168B, Restraining SpongeBob and Fiasco, would have the PBS Kids Go email logo. 169A and 169B, Are You Happy Now? And Planet of the Jellyfish, would have the PBS Kids Go laptop logo. 170A and 170B, Free Samples and Home Sweet Rubble, would have the PBS Kids Go shouting logo with the girl shouting, "Go!" 171A and 171B, in Spongiac, would have the PBS Kids Go email logo. 172A and 172B, Face Freeze and Glove World RIP, would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 173A and 173B, Squiditis and Demolition Doofus, would have the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. 174A and 174B, Treats and For Here to Go, would use the PBS Kids Go laptop logo. 175, It's a SpongeBob Christmas, would use the PBS Kids Go bicycle logo, but with the audio from the 2004 Hopscotch logo, and with the kids, and with Squidward shouting, "Go!" recycled from the episode Karate Choppers from Season 1. 176A and 176B, Super Evil Aquatic Villain Team is Up to Go, and Chum Fricassee would have the PBS Kids Go Block Flood bumper from 2009. 177A and 177B, The Good Krabby Name and Move It or Lose It, would have the 2009 PBS Kids Go Compass logo. And 178, Hello Bikini Bottom, would have the PBS Kids Go Mountain Climbing logo. Here's Season 9. Now, all Season 9 episodes of SpongeBob, except for one of them, would use the PBS Kids Go Bubbles logo. Or the PBS Kids Bubbles logo from 2008. Season 9 is when they go back to the original PBS Kids block. Season 9 is when SpongeBob is back to the PBS Kids block, and all episodes of Season 9 would use the 2008 PBS Kids Bubbles logo, with the exception of one of them. So, the episodes from Season 9 that use the 2008 PBS Kids Bubbles logo include Extreme Spots, Squirrel Record, Patrick Man, Gary's New Toy, License to Milkshake, Squid Baby, Little Yellow Book, Bumper to Bumper, Eek Inertion, Squid Defense, Jailbreak, Evil Spatula, It Came from Goo Lagoon, Safe Deposit Crabs, Plankton's Pet, Don't Look Now, Seance Amines, Kenny the Cat, Yeti Crabs, SpongeBob Fired, Lost in Bikini Bottom, Tudor Sauce, Squid Plus One, The Executive Treatment, Company Picnic, Pull Up a Barrel, What's Eating Patrick Game, The Sewers of Bikini Bottom, SpongeBob Long Pants, Larry's Gym, The Fishbowl, Married to Money, Mall Girl Pearl, Two Thumbs Down, Sold, Layman Fortune, Goodbye Krabby Patty, Sandy's Nightmare, Bulletin Board, Food Con Castaways, Snail Mail, Pineapple Invasion, Salsa Imbecilicus, Mutiny on the Crust Meat, and The Whole Tooth. The only episodes that would use the PBS Kids the only episodes that would use the 2008 PBS Kids Aquarium logo would be Sharks vs. Paws and Copy Bob Ditto Pants. Now, the season so the season 8 was March 6, 2011 to 2012. The 2012 to February 20th, 2017 is October 15, 2016 and December 2nd to December 2nd, 2017. And all the season 10 episodes would use the 2013 PBS Kids Bubbles logo, including Whirly Brains, Mermaid Pants, Unreal Estate, Code Yellow, Mimic Madness, Housewarming, Snoozy Loos, Krusty Catering, SpongeBob's Place, Plankton Gets the Boot, Life Insurance, Burst Your Bubble, Plankton Retires, Trident Trouble, The Incredible Shrinking Sponge, Sports, The Getaway, Lost and Found, Patrick's Coupon, Out of the Picture, Feral Friends, and Don't Wake Patrick. And 11 episodes would all use the PBS Kids logo from 2013. The season 11 premiere was June 24th, 2017, and the season 11 finale was November 25th, 2018. And all season 11 episodes would also use the 2013 PBS Kids Bubbles logo. So episode 2. So including Cave Dwelling Sponge, The Clam Whisperer, Spot Returns, The Checkup, The Sponge Suit, Mayonnaise Returns, Larry the Floor Manager, The Legend of Bikini Bottom, No Pictures Please, Stuck on the Roof, Krabby Patty Creature Feature, Teacher's Pests, Sanitation Insanity, Bunny Hunt, Squid Noir, Scavenger Pants, Cuddly Hugs, Pat the Horse, Chatterbox Gary, Don't Feed the Clowns, Drive Happy, Old Man Patrick, Fun Slides Friends, Grandmom's the Word, Doodle Dimension, Moving Bubble Bass, High Sea Diving, Bottle Burglars, My Leg, Ink Lemonade, Muster O' Mind, Shopping List, Whale Watching, Krusty Cleaners, Pat Nokio, Chef Bob, Plankton Paranoia, Library Cards, Call the Cops, Surf and Turf, Goons on the Moon, Appointment TV, Karen's Virus, The Grill is Gone, The Night Patty, Bubble Town, Girls Night Out, Squirrel Jelly, and The String. Now, here we go. Now, beginning in season 12, they will get back to using, even though all newer shows used the 2013 PBS Kids logos, season 12 of SpongeBob will be an exception, because season 12 will go back to using the older PBS Kids logos from 1999 to 2008, with occasional airings using the 2008 logos and the 2013 logos. So, Farmer Bob and Gary and Spot would use the 2013 so the season 12 premiere was November 11, 2018. So, Farmer Bob and Gary and Spot would use the 2013 PBS Kids Bubbles logo. The Nitwitting and the Ballad of Filthy Muck would use the 2008 PBS Kids Bubbles logo. The Krusty Slammer and Pineapple RV would use the PBS Kids Dot Transformation logo. Gary's Got Legs and King Plankton would use the PBS Kids Dash Transformation logo. Plankton's Old Chum and Stormy Weather would use the PBS Kids Dot Transformation logo. Swamp Mates and One Trick Sponge would use the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo. The Krusty Bucket and Squids on the Bus would use the PBS Kids Dot Transformation logo. Sandy's Nutty Nieces and Insecurity Guards would use the PBS Kids Snow Globe logo. Broken Alarm and Karen's Baby would have the PBS Kids Dot Transformation logo. Shell Games and Senior Discount would use the PBS Kids Dash Transformation logo. Mind the Gap and Dirty Bubble Returns would have the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo. Or Mind the Gap and Dirty Bubble Returns would have the PBS Kids Dot Transformation logo, Mind the Gap and Dirty Bubble Returns would have the PBS Kids Dot Transformation logo. Jolly Lodgers and Biddy Sitting would have the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo. SpongeBob's Big Birthday Blowout would use the PBS Kids Snow Globe logo. SpongeBob in Random Land and SpongeBob's Bad Habit would use the 1999 PBS Kids logo with Dash the Boy Thinking. Use the 1999 PBS Kids logo with Dot the Girl running up to the screen. Boss for a Day and the Goofy Newbie would use the PBS Kids Snow Globe logo. The Ghost of Plankton and My Two Crabses have not aired yet, but most people voted for the PBS Kids Dot Transformation logo. Knock Knock Who's There and Pat Hart's Squid has aired on Optimum On Demand, and they would use the PBS Kids Snow Globe logo on Optimum On Demand. Most people voted for the PBS Kids Snow Globe logo to appear on Pat Hart's Squid and Knock Knock Who's There when they air sometime in the future, so we'll see what happens. Lighthouse Louie and Hiccup Plague has not aired yet, but most people voted for the PBS Kids Dot Transformation logo. A Cabin in the Kelp and the Hankering would use the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo. Who's Our Zoo and Quarantine Crab has not aired yet, but most people voted for the PBS Kids Dot Transformation logo to appear on it. So we'll see what happens. Plankton's Intern and Patrick's Tantrum. Most people have not. Plankton's Intern and Patrick's Tantrum has not aired yet, but most people voted for the PBS Kids Fishbowl logo to appear on Plankton's Intern and Patrick's Tantrum. Bubble Bass's Tab and Cookie Cooks. Bubble Bass's Tab and Cookie Cooks has not aired yet, but most people voted for Bubble Bass's Tab and Cookie Cooks to use the 2008 PBS Kids Aquarium logo. Of World would use the 2013 PBS Kids Bubbles logo, and Krusty Conchinaires and Dream Hoopers would use the PBS Kids logo. Squidward's Sick Days has not aired yet, but most people voted for the 1999 PBS Kids Dot logo to appear on Squidward's Sick Days. And SpongeBob SquarePants Christmas special has not aired yet, but most people voted for the PBS Kids Snow Globe logo to appear on SpongeBob SquarePants Christmas Special 2021. And that's it, everybody. What do you think of that video overall, Jeremy? And what did you think of Season 12 getting back to using the original PBS Kids logos, even though newer shows didn't use them? Season 12 would be an exception. What do you think? Jeremy? All right. I will see you guys later. Thank you all for watching this video. I will see you all next week for a live stream. I will talk to you all later. So, I will see you guys later, and goodbye. See ya. I will see you next week for another live stream. See ya. Hope you enjoyed it. And so long for now.